absolutely adored Alice's Spooky Adventure. Not that I'm surprised, because I love anything that's kind of comedy horror or fun horror. Maybe we can't call this horror, but certainly it's set around a spooky house. And this again is a hybrid of live action and animation, and I think it works very, very well. This was released in 1924 as part of the Alice Comedies series from Disney. And of course, we have the fabulous Virginia Davis as our character, Alice. And at the very start of this, she's playing with some boys, and they put this ball through the window of a house where they believe resides, to quote, spooks. They refer to these ghosts as spooks. And none of these boys are brave enough to go into this house to retrieve this ball, so Alice goes in on her own. And while she's there, she enters, well, first of all, weird things start to happen. There's a very cute cat, and then she hits her head and she enters the animation world, and we get all of these ghosts coming at her, and Jinx features in it, I won't say how. And is that Jinx, Alice's cat friend, Jinx, when we see the live action cat? No, because Jinx has appeared before this one, so that can't be how she met Jinx. That's irrelevant. I'm waffling. The point is, she enters this animation world and interacts with these ghosts and has to try and defeat them. The animation style is absolutely beautiful. It's a joy to watch. I feel like it's a lot more detailed than some of the other Alice shorts. And they were all released around the same time, so it's not so much a case of, well, technology had progressed or the artists had crafted their skills. I just think some of them are a little bit better than the others, and this definitely is one of them. And this is the first time where I've looked at Virginia Davis and thought, you can act, because she's not had many opportunities to show off her acting or her facial expressions. Obviously this is silent, so she's not doing any vocal acting. But there are a few things that really stood out to me. There's one where she dances with Jinx, but obviously she's just dancing with herself because Jinx is animated. There's a scene where she reaches up and grabs onto a cartoon question mark, which I thought was really fluid, both in terms of her movements and the editing. And then there's a scene, a little bit of a spoiler here, where she takes that question mark, which is now just a rod, and starts whacking these cartoon ghosts. And I thought her movements were so wonderful, such control over what she was doing, and thought she was an absolute delight. What happens at the very end, the final scene in the final few seconds, I won't spoil. I won't spoil all of it for you, I promise. But I loved it. I loved her outfit. I thought she looked adorable. I just thought it was a bit of an eye roll because it was a bit cheesy, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think, so far, it's fair to say, Alice's Spooky Adventure is currently my favourite of the Alice comedies.